So the first thing that we might want to do, if we wanted to teach our large language model companion a topic, is to navigate over here to our chats window. And we'll hit a new conversation. We want to generate a new conversation. We could give this conversation a title. We'll say demonstration lesson. What concept will I be covering? Now, it could be anything. I myself come from a computer science background, so most of my trials on the system are computer science related. But just for the sake of it, let's try something completely different. We'll do components of a cell. Now, like I said, I don't have a biology background, so this might be challenging for me. I don't really know where to start my lesson if I were to teach my LLM companion about the components of a cell. Luckily, we have an option where we can generate maybe 9 to 10 subtopics using AI. This will provide a good reference for us on like where we are in the lesson and what we need to cover next. So what we've done now is just given our conversation a title, we've told the system what concept we'll be covering. So now our LLM companion will be prepared to have this conversation with us. And just for our own reference, we are going to generate a list of 9 topics. This was all generated by AI, which we're going to use as reference during the lesson. And so let's create a chat over here and let's navigate to it. I could start off by saying, hey, are you ready to begin your lesson? And so we see a pretty fast response from the model over here. I've personalized the model to be slightly sarcastic because when I'm testing out the system, I just like having a nice snappy back and forth. But you could also keep the tone super professional. You could totally personalize it to whatever style of interaction you really like. We can see that the model responds and it sort of asks us leading questions, confirmation questions, questions that could lead us on to the next topic. It's not very evident, of course, from this short conversation. For time reasons, I don't want to delve a lot more into it. But we can navigate to previous conversations that we've actually had with the model. For instance, I'm pulling up a conversation on Nash equilibria, which is a very staple concept in the field of game theory. And over here, we see that the companion model actually asks the teacher, the user, for a specific example, forcing them to critically think about what they think they understand, what they actually should be saying. And often this is where real learning actually happens, in this active process of questioning oneself. So let's say that we have, finished a conversation to our satisfaction. What we could do then is send the model to be assessed. When I say be assessed, what this means is we're going to have a series of questions running in the background. Now, the model is going to be answering these questions based on what the user taught it. And so the score that the model gets is sort of a reflection of not only how well the student, the user, understood the material, but how well they were able to convey that material to the model. And so let's say that I'm satisfied with this conversation, which is all about Markov decision processes. It's another subtopic in artificial intelligence. I could submit the model for evaluation. We can see that we have a confirmation message saying that the model has been submitted for evaluation for this particular lesson. And just as a last step, we submitted our model for evaluation. So we might want to go and see the result. How well did this model, this companion that we taught, actually perform on an assessment? So we can see that over here with the conversation that we just submitted. What happened in the background was basically Our model was exposed to a bunch of multiple choice questions also generated by AI. Now, of course, this could be prescribed. The topics, the questions themselves could be prescribed by an instructor. But in this case, we just used AI generated examples. It serves the purpose quite well. And so you can see cases where the model answered the question correctly. You can also see cases where the model answered the question incorrectly. And you could also filter out the incorrect answers. You could take a look at the explanations. You could see exactly where the model fell short. Maybe in this way, as a user, you might be able to fine tune, you might be able to refine your future lessons to incorporate these tiny little points. And so what this basically does is gives the user themselves, the student teacher, feedback on how well they were able to communicate a particular concept to their companion. Not only will it improve their communication skills, but it will also invariably deepen their own understanding of the source material itself, thereby leading to higher retention of the knowledge, as well as a better understanding of how to apply this knowledge in different scenarios. So that was all. I hope that this demonstration was really exciting. Thanks for watching.